The COVID-19 pandemic has caused unprecedented challenges for Canadians and their financial well-being. Many people have lost their jobs, businesses, or sources of income due to the lockdowns and public health measures. In these difficult times, Canadian banks have stepped up to help their customers and communities cope with the pandemic through various measures such as loan deferrals, fee waivers, and charitable donations. One of the most significant relief measures offered by Canadian banks was the option to defer mortgage payments for up to 6 months. This measure was announced in March 2020 by the Canadian Bankers Association, representing Canada's Big Six banks: Bank of Montreal, Bank of Nova Scotia, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, National Bank of Canada, Royal Bank of Canada, and Toronto Dominion Bank. The mortgage deferral program was designed to provide immediate and flexible support to homeowners who were facing financial hardship due to the pandemic. According to the Canadian Bankers Association, more than 760,000 Canadians benefited from this program, deferring over $180 billion in mortgage payments. Another relief measure offered by Canadian banks was the reduction of credit card interest rates for customers who were impacted by the pandemic and needed payment deferrals. The Big Six banks all announced in April 2020 that they would temporarily lower credit card interest rates to 10.99% for personal and small business customers who were receiving payment deferrals due to the outbreak. This measure was intended to ease the burden of credit card debt for Canadians who were struggling to make ends meet during the crisis. In addition to providing relief to their customers, Canadian banks also supported their communities through charitable donations and initiatives. For example, the Big Six banks collectively donated more than $23 million to various organizations and causes related to COVID-19 relief, such as food banks, healthcare workers, mental health services, and Indigenous communities. Some banks also launched programs to help local businesses and entrepreneurs who were affected by the pandemic. For instance, CIBC partnered with Futurepreneur Canada to provide interest-free loans and mentorship to young entrepreneurs who were facing challenges due to COVID. These are some of the ways that Canadian banks have helped their customers and communities cope with the pandemic through various measures such as loan deferrals, fee waivers, and charitable donations. By doing so, they have demonstrated their commitment to supporting Canadians during this unprecedented and challenging time.